entitled What the Hunter Saw. That is showing every day from September 8th to September 30th. If you want to access that, you can just check ARS Electronica Festival, that is ARS Electronica Festival on the YouTube, and then you can also get to see what the hunter saw. So as part of that festival, what we are doing here this evening is an evening of spoken word, storytelling, and a bit of interactive session as we look at women in media arts. I mean, in the last 1.5 years, thereabout, we have battled with the pandemic, and everyone has been locked at home one way or the other. So the whole essence of this, as part of this festival, because the entire festival itself is called A New Digital Era. So we are looking at what role technology has played in keeping art alive around the world. Last year, edition of the festival connected to 180 cities around the world. And so as we are here this evening, whether you are here because of the festival or you are here because you are a regular at Mamba Cafe, you are part of a festival that is going at its live at about 100 cities around the world. And then you will have the benefit of enjoying some little bits of spoken word poetry by some young ladies that we have invited here. And don't be surprised when you see an all ladies kind of spoken word performance. This is because this year we are looking at women in media arts, and so we want to leave the terrain for them. You understand what I mean? So on behalf of Arojah Royal Theatre, Mamba Cafe, and of course the ARS Electronica Festival, I welcome you to the Abuja ARS Garden. Good evening. Good evening. And so it's going to be straight to business. Before we go into the interactions, we get to invite you, some of the featured poets, to perform, and then we move on from there. First I would like to call on Amina. Amina is generally known as the son of Aura. She will performance will introduce her, and then she will get to tell us a little bit more about herself also. So Amina, you have the floor.
Son in the sky and not a male person. So you can call me son of Africa. So, yeah, but the beautiful part about this poem I'm about to recite is that it has a part of everyone in it. Somehow you find yourself in it. So here goes something. When birds fly, they ease their droppings onto the ground. When they die, what was once a body finding comfort in the sky becomes a cup-seeking shelter on Earth's presence. Do I now say the earth is the home of dead things? In this poem, we are that bird, finding comfort in the sky, never ever carrying the death we spread around with our tongues, our hands, our eyes wide enough to see, yet too small to actually see the corpses we created, the patterns we still follow. The killing of twins might have been abolished, but can we really say we accomplished when we still do not acknowledge the death we speak into each other's minds? With our words like, he should be a man, she's too black to be smart, too white to be strong, too small to be sensible, too big to not be worthless, too Muslim to be peaceful, too Christian to be distant, too this and too that. We make dead things with our mouths, dead feelings, voices buried deep within lungs, because to speak is to be criticized. And in this world so digitized, my father still can't grieve the loss of his friend in peace, because what man cries over the loss of another, except the weak. In this poem, I'm young, a teenager who walked right into the gates of hell they call depression, swallowing waters of insecurity, at days when the warm hands of suicide tried to draw me in away from those words, and I know I'm not alone. So in this poem still, I'm the young, the old, the black, the white, the Muslim, the Christian. I am every sphere of diversity that exists. But mostly, in this poem,
next I'm going to be calling on Eyimofe to do a short piece as well, and then we'll wait for the next.
Hello, good evening everybody. I'm Eyimofe and I'm going to be saying 2 poems actually. The first one is titled Dance Away My Sorrow, which kind of like, brings out the joy of being an African, being a Nigerian, and also the talking drum. We know Nigerians, especially Yorubas, love talking drum a lot. So yeah, it expresses our culture. And so I'm starting with Dance Away My Sorrows. Please do enjoy. Bread and butter may be scarce, meatless meals may be our daily source. Children do toy to keep the family going. Schools and playgrounds may be filled to the brim. My father's salary may not take him home. Mommy may struggle all day long over a petty tray. But all these do not wipe away a dancer's smile. Hurry to the square and come watch at Tilogu. Let us snare on the dancer's face. Move your itchy feet. Tell me, can your sorrow still remain after watching Feet Full of Wonders? And here comes Odekule with his bata dancers. Watch as their nimble feet and arms remind you of lightning and breakdancing. Surely the joys in their faces tells you the world's worries can be ignored. And do you care to mount, glide and dance in the air? Then to Kano you must go watch Carousel, the dance of 1,000 styles, led all along by the flute and the rattle. You see the seas and love the waves, don't you? If you haven't, then go watch the Ekombi dancers as they mimic nature with their flowery dance. Friends, after all these spectacles, are you still sad? Wipe away the scowl from your blighted face, and that is when you will know that you come from my country, where people dance, even though they are sad. Thank you. Yeah, and the second poem goes us. It's titled The Talking Drum. Listen to me, my dear friends. Listen eagerly to the tale I have to tell. In the land where I come from, people talk, yeah, and so do animals. But none talks as sweet as the talking drum. Follow me quick to visit Ayodele, my friend, whose father is the king's master drummer. The king's palace is a courtyard of sounds, chiefs, men, and women of berry. Thank you, they hail the master drummer as he sings their praises with his talking drum. Master drummer, on this day I plead, talk to me too with your sweet talking drum. Soon the drum starts talking as it says, little child, what brings you here? Come closer, and listen to my beats. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Eyimofe. Okay, let me do some. When Arsenal beats Chelsea, I don't know when next that is going to happen. We have some bragging rights. Just recently I announced the birthday of this young lady here, who happens to be my daughter. And then somebody asked me, and I used a line. I said, the first fruit of my liquid seed. And I have not stopped answering questions since that day. At the point I looked at myself and I said, some people do poetry better than I do. So why should I need to struggle with those who do it better than myself? So let's leave the field for those who can do it better. We can't all be poets, or poetess, as like somebody will call it. So that's Amina for you, that's Eyimofe for you. And next we are taking on another spoken word poet, and her name is Lawrence. And I'm sure we are going to love her. Lawrence, you have the stage.
Hello, good evening everybody. My name is Lovett Liberty and I am a spoken word poet. Tonight, let's do a beat about love, okay?
So my girlfriends say they're ready to lend me some sense. Since I've lost myself, loving you senselessly like a girl of 12. Even when you're hurting me, I'm always at your defense. I keep acting like it's on you, my happiness depends, but it is here that it ends. Cause a little letting go won't wreck a soul, so it's about time we stay buttoned. Boo, it's true that I'm glued to you, but this is not some unbreakable bond. Trust me, breaking us will hurt. But this mess I'm in disgusts me, plus this heart has taught me that when what was once golden becomes rusty, it must be tossed into the dustbin. This much heart has taught me that when what was once golden becomes rusty, it must be tossed into the dustbin. What we have is costly. Baby, we love fiercely like a furiously flame fire, but right now, we're kinda like a candlelight slowly burning out. The other night I checked your phone. My number is no longer saved as sunshine. You keep giving me cold shoulders online, the cold replies, the slow replies, and most nights, no replies. What about the dose of lies you feed me with? The way you're treating me is demeaning. This relationship is sickening. I really need healing. So I'll tell you this minute, it's over. And this time, I really mean it. Thank you. Okay, one more. Because tonight is all about celebrating women in media arts. This one is dedicated to my sisters in Nigeria. We are beautiful and we are doing well. It's titled Lokage. So Lokage is the first wife of Africa. She is a gorgeous goddess that glows wherever she goes. A proud and pretty petal. A black rose that rose from the dark holes of underrated Africanness. Behold her blossoming like a well-groomed garden. Lokage never went under the knife, yet she possessed the best behind you can ever imagine. Lokage and Mercy Johnson, with that Coca-Cola bottle kind of curvy, our plump body is proof that we are fed food, not poorly. Because Lokage knows what to do with good food. She knows to waste her time on fork and knife when faced with a plate of pounded yam. She knows to do nyanga, she dey chop banga, fufu, ofen sala, ewedu, amala, tuwo, shinkafa. She snacks on opa, abacha. She even pairs debino and kwakwa. Imama Lokage is home-baked. She is well-bred. Quite educated, Lokage is well-read. Yet, she never said fair word to the ways of her brethren. She know the panel beat her tongue to sound posh. She know the dark foreign accent on her head like souvenirs from diaspora. Lokage is her mother's daughter. She spreads her legs to tie her lapa the way her mother taught her. She stays on lace and Ankara, looking spectacular in localized attires and outfits. Her gele is a colorful crown, the crest her hair held high, and her look can make the crown of Pharaoh look so low. But wait, have you seen Lokage wind her waist as she rigorously wriggles her hips to the thundering rhythm of Afrobeat, Fuji, and high life? Wallah, it's often fun to see her twist and turn her hips and bumps as she responds to the rushing tongue of a talking drum, reminding her where she's coming from. But Umba, Lokage Etchefula. She never forgets where she's coming from. Lokage na Iyabo, and Nobong, Neka, Halima, Lokage is made in Nigeria. Thank you.
Made in Nigeria. Thank you, Lovett. Talking about Lokage, or maybe Lokage now. Because you have local girls, you definitely have local guys, and that's what some of us are. Okay? And that's what I am. Local to the core, proudly Nigerian. Thank you, Lovett. Thank you, Amina and Imofe. Unfortunately, we don't have Iyanu with us, for those of you who are seeing the list. We actually supposed to be the last to perform, but for some reason, she's not able to join us. So, right about now, before I call on the next person to perform, let me just tell you a little bit more about Arojah Royal Theatre. Believing that you know that where we are already is Mamba Cafe, and this has been hosting a whole lot of creative activities like we are doing here this evening. And a lot more is going to come. So, Arojah Royal Theatre is a performing troupe. We are based there in Abuja, been around for quite a while. We devise productions every now and then and put them on stage. The very next one, hopefully, is going to come, not hopefully, certainly. It is going to come on the 9th of October. Details still oncoming. I believe that we can, for those who are on the Mamba Cafe mailing list, you get to know through Mamba Cafe. For those who are on our mailing list, you get to know about our next production. It is the same play that is being premiered right now in Austria. It is titled What the Hunter Saw. But what they are seeing in Austria at the moment is What the Hunter Saw 2.0. So what you're going to see on the night is What the Hunter Saw 3.0. So I wish that you would look forward to that. I'd like to invite at this point for a bit of storytelling. African, contemporary, I don't know where else it's going to come from, because with Auntie Shine, you really don't know what to expect. I invite Auntie Shine, the storyteller.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jerry. Good evening, everyone. Auntie Shine, the storyteller. Here, the story I'm about to share with you comes all the way from southwestern Nigeria, along the Yoruba speaking people. First of all, it reminds me of the poem I learned in primary school, which says to the dog, what you have to do quick. Thank you very much. I saw some mouths moving with me. It's great to know that some of us also remember. So, our digital stories are usually ways of explaining phenomena, why things are the way they are around us. And they also always carry some lessons with them. And this particular story from the Yoruba speaking people of southwestern Nigeria seeks to explain why monkeys look like humans. I mean, among the other animals we have been compared. Monkeys have some features, some physical features that lend them some resemblance to humans. And in Yoruba land, when we're starting a story, the storyteller says "Alo," and the audience says "Alo." So the story in Yoruba is really simple. The storyteller says "Alo," and to know that we're ready for my story, the audience says "Alo." So here we go. "Alo." I can't hear you. Hello? Who's that I'm give yourselves a round of applause. And one more time. Hello? Hello. Once upon a time, a very, 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 very long time ago, in the Yoruba kingdom, humans and animals lived together in harmony. And usually when I do this to my children, I'll say, oh, so if you live in that time, what animal would you like to be your neighbor? And I guess the kind of responses I would get. So, but anyway, our story tells us that in those days, humans and animals lived together in harmony. So you can imagine a lion and a human being will go to the market together, or an elephant and a human being will go to the farm together. You can just imagine what it would look like. And all the animals and human beings will do everything together except one thing. And what was the thing? It was a particular festival. A festival that Yoruba people hold so dear, and it is the Egungun Festival. Now you ask, what is the Egungun Festival? It's a festival of masquerade. Now in Yoruba land, it is believed that the masquerades are spirits of the ancestors ones, the ancestors meeting up with the animals. But it was always a very, very gay, interesting party. Practically a party. Lots to eat, lots to drink, all the food and delicacies that you can think of, dances. You know, it was always so much fun. And many of the animals wished to attend, but they resigned to their fate, except the monkeys. The monkeys were like, no, Oda. And Oda, it's not fair. It's not fair. How can we do everything together? And when it is time to now enjoy ourselves, these human beings now say, no, we are not allowed. We must do something about it. And so the monkeys called a meeting. You know about the monkeys are called our meeting. The monkeys called the meeting. And they complained and they complained. And at the end of the day, they decided to send one of them as an emissary to the great big god of the great big mountain. And the great big god was known as Olodumare. That's the Almighty God. And so our emissary set out on this journey. Those days, there were no cars, there were no motorcycles, there were no tricycles, there were even no bicycles. His only means of transportation were his legs, I mean. The local parents have the road called the his legs. So, our emissary started embarked on the journey all the way to the great big mountain to carry the message of God to tell Olodumare. Walked and walked and walked and walked and crossed rivers and went down valleys and went up hills and went down valleys until at last he was on the great big mountain where Olodumare, Almighty God, resided. And Olodumare was there with him. And our emissary climbed up and said, Olodumare, I greet you. Oh, the other monkeys have sent these human beings, they treat us unfairly. They treat us unfairly. We do everything together. We go with them to the farm, we go with them to the market, we sell them. But when it is time for enjoyment, they deny us. Olodumare is unfair. And he broke down. And Olodumare said, make it easy. That is why I am here for you. So, what exactly do you want? I said, we want to become like a human. Change us to become like a human. That is the message that my fellow monkeys have sent me. And Olodumare said, Oda, are you sure? We are sure we want to be like a human being. And Olodumare said, Oda, that's no problem. And he gave him a message to the fellow monkeys. They were to return to the mountain in 7 days' time before sunrise. And he would have prepared a special oil with which they were all to rub their bodies. And once that is done, the monkeys will become like humans. And this week was excited. That's simple. Come back in 7 days' time, rub our bodies with the oil, and we'll be like these humans. And we can attend the Egungun festival. He was jumping up for joy, and with that excitement, he ran all the way back to the community where the other monkeys were waiting for him in anticipation. And he broke the news to them. They were all very happy. They could not contain their excitement, and they started counting. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, and on day 6, one of them had a wonderful idea that they should have their own party, celebrating the last time they would appear as monkeys for the humans. And they started to party. They got their own food, amala, egusi, ila. They got all kinds of drinks, palm wine, everything. And they brought out their drummers and all kinds of instruments. And they started eating and singing and making merry and dancing as they started their procession to the great big mountain for the 7th day. And they were singing, they sang, they danced, they were excited,
singing all night, all day and all night on the 6th day. As they got to the bottom of the mountain on that 6th day, they were all tired and decided to have a nap. And one by one, they slept off. Some of them were even snoring, and so they slept. And as they slept, the sun was going. And before they knew it, by the time the first person would open his eyes, there was, the sun was everywhere. Just like I can see the sun staring at me now. The sun was shining so brightly, there was no doubt that it was past sunrise. Wicked! It's morning. And it was so okay, they started rushing, climbing up the mountain. They were all climbing, going, rushing. When they got to the top of the mountain, lo and behold, yes, there was the Adogon, that's the tripod stand. Yes, there was a huge pot. But guess what? The palm oil in the pot, the special magical palm oil, specially prepared by Olodumare for the monkeys, was almost dried up. It was remaining just very little at the bottom. Yay! It was so obvious that what was remaining could not go around. They put out in the lamenting. Finally, decided that what was left, everybody should touch a little bit and see what could go wrong. And so, one after another, they would touch, rub on their hands, rub on their faces, rub on their ears, and rub on their feet. One by one, that was what they did, and that was all the magic that would happen. And today, you will see that most bodies, their hands have no hair, their faces have no hair, ears, feet. This was the most that they could achieve because they chose to party before their great desire. And so that's how come today, monkeys look somehow like human. They could not complete their metamorphosis because they moved the heart before the horse. And that's why I said this story reminds me of that poetry I learned in primary school, poetry, which says, "Tick, says the clock, tick, tick. What you have to do quick." I hope you have enjoyed listening to my story. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Aunt Shine. Well, that story actually reminded me of two real-life incidences when people put the cat, what is the language now? Before the horse, the cat before the horse. English language, you know. I had a friend who was to travel abroad, just to travel for a festival, for an event, and return. I don't know where anybody do send forth party for a brief journey, had a send forth party, and everybody bade him goodbye and said, "Don't forget us when you get to the abroad," only for him to be deported a couple of weeks later. Okay, so that's it, and that's Auntie Shine, and every Sunday at 5 to 5:30 p.m. there is story time with Auntie Shine for children and young audiences on Zoom. Every Sunday, 5 to 5:30 p.m. You can also check on our YouTube. Whenever we are not going live, there will be a pre-recorded which will be on our YouTube page or on the Arojah YouTube page. So you can always get to see more stories. But more importantly, we can get to link up our children, our young ones, to the story sessions on Sunday. In another few weeks, thereabouts, Auntie Shine and one or two other storytellers from Abuja will also be going on a tour of schools in Abuja in what we call the Shields of Our Land storytelling tour. Sometime in October. where we'll be telling the stories of 13 iconic Nigerian women of the pre-colonial era, to teach resilience, to teach nationalism, and to teach storytelling as a means of cultural expression. You know, so at Shine, I'd like to say thank you. Lawrence, Amina, and Eimofe, thank you. So, at this point, what we have to do next is an interactive part of this evening. This is meant to be a very short evening, so we are going to be having interaction with Amina Ahuraka, Lawrence, Liberty, and Auntie Shine. We're going to be having an interaction, and the bottom line of that interaction is to get to know them better, to get to know their works, to get to know how the pandemic has affected, the arts, and what innovation they have been able to bring to their world. All around the world, as part of the ARS Electronica Festival, we're looking at digital humanities. Yes, we are talking about hybrid. Anytime as we are here this evening, we are not alone here. We are probably being watched around the world by more people than are seated around here. So for us in the creative sector, we call it digital or virtual if you want. But this is a digital because you are seeing here and others are seeing it around the world. And we are talking about digital humanities because technology also comes with its own challenges. So for these artists, what has technology done to them? Has it affected their work positively or negatively or whatever it is? I am not the one to anchor that session, so let us overreach myself. I will have the pleasure of inviting Chinelo Chikelu. Chinelo is a cultural writer or journalist, let me put it that way. She's an artist herself, so one day you are going to see her on stage and not in the what do you call it, press room, I mean. Yes, some of us run away from the press room to the stage. So one day I am sure Chinelo is also going to escape from the press room to the stage, or the back room as we call backstage. Chinelo Chikelu is going to anchor that session. Chinelo is a cultural writer with Leadership newspaper, and of course, you and I are also open to join this conversation. If you have any questions to ask Amina, to ask Shehu or Lovette, you are very free to join in this conversation and ask them your question. But I am going to, Michael? I think we need to do a little bit of rearrangement for this conversation. Morning. Let's do it this way. Let's rearrange this way. Those four chairs. This way, facing this way. But can we bring them up the stage? Better. So let's bring them up the stage. I also need to move this. Can I? So, Chanel, the floor is yours now.
Arojah Royal Theatre. It happened that we didn't along the same language. So we agreed and on Children's Day, May 27, when we celebrate Children's Day in Nigeria, storytelling was Shine Shine was run via Zoom. And you want me to share how that has been? Okay, so it's like I usually say, it's been a very rewarding experience. The medium of Zoom is not without its challenges, the network, the challenges of the interaction. However, it has also challenged us to create more means of getting what we want. So yes, we're all boxed, we're all within that Zoom box. But as long as our voices are able to carry to one another, then we understand that communication has happened. So when the story has a song, I actually teach the song. I try to make them short because mostly I work with children. And you have children sing along with me. It has extended so far as I've had cause to do storytelling on Zoom to children in diaspora. So when I'm telling a story in Yoruba, I pick out some keywords and it's an opportunity for them to learn Yoruba. When I'm telling it in Igbo or Hausa, because I also try to tell stories from different parts of Nigeria, because like I said earlier, I'm concerned about cultural education. Let's know our culture, let's know our country. So I learned whatever song it is, and then I teach it, and you see the children interacting, and it's always so great. And then sometimes when they come back the next week, and you saw what the title of our story is, someone remembers the words, and again I try to, for instance, I have a story that talks about the elephant and the tortoise, and where the tortoise captured the elephant. And so I use that story, for instance, to tackle the issue of bullying, which is an issue among children in school. So we get to talk about bullying, and of course, ahead of time, I searched how to tackle real-life issue of bullying. So what do you do if you are being bullied? If you are beat, should you bully? How do you handle? So we use the story after we have our entertainment and enjoyment and sing, and we then explore how to tackle bullying, why we should not be. So that's how storytelling and shine has gone so far. If I remember more in the process, I engage with and share.
Thank you very much. So let's go to Robert.
In one of your biographies that I got, it says something you see, what you do or your work before is to bring about change. And you see that in means of term, act as a means of term, and correcting societal ills. So when I think of that statement, when I think of appeal, I get the image of education that one takes to heal a sickness or an illness that may or may not return. And then I think of therapy as something that is kind of like individualistic, that you have to seek it for yourself, you don't wait for somebody to get it to you. So do you think of art as a therapy that works for those who seek for it to be one?
Okay,
So if you remember how I explained what my art means to me, I said it's first it means to my art and then my art to people. So let's talk about therapy. Sometimes it's a whole lot going on personally. You're trying to process personal experiences, you're trying to process what's happening around you. So I think the fact that people talk about it is really maybe a trend to traveling online. And okay, let's go to your WhatsApp stories. If you post something, somebody comes and say, this is so me, this is so me, this is me, you get. Now when you talk about things, for example, people get to, some people do not even know, or some people do not like to examine what is going on within them, right? Now when you talk about it, they're like, yes, I had this issue too. Yes, this was what happened. So like there's this forum of mine, the one I just performed and said, so last night I checked your phone, my number is no longer saved as someone. Now I think posted it on and just posted it on like, yeah, it's something that happened. So the fact that saying
down, and I just performed that well. Now, you allow yourself, because you're receiving the poetry, you allow yourself to process it. Because naturally, people have I like to think we have a subconscious reaction to things by thinking about it, has this happened to me before? Or if this happens to me, what would be my possible reaction? So now, if I share my story, okay, this thing happens to me, I'm hurting, I'm going through a heartbreak, think about it yourself, then the place of empathy comes in. Now, I'm able to, through seeking healing, I'm able to help you maybe open up. Also, there's a thing of prescription too. Now, the media is very powerful too, like really powerful. People do not even know they are taking in what they are taking in. Okay, so for example, I'm a star and I'm bleaching. People that look up to me, Nobel has bleached. Nobel has gone to do surgery, her body is bigger now. Wow, okay, when I have money, I'll bleach. When I have money, I'll get surgery too. You see that somehow me as an artist and me and my art is actually influencing. Somehow I'm describing to these people. So if you are dark, I'm describing, okay, now if dark is a problem, you should bleach, that's the solution. You see, somehow it is diagnosis and it is prescription. So for example, I say our government agreed, I suggest we leave the country. That's my prescription to it. Some people see that, okay, let's start to find a way to Japan. You understand? So, one way or the other, with what you're saying, you are telling people that you have a problem. This is how you should go about it. There's a problem I did recently about it. It's very sarcastic. So saying, look here, justice is something we don't look here, so justice will never be served. Now, I'm telling you that somehow, this is reality. This is a sad reality. What are you going to do about it? I may also say, there's this other friend of mine that said, let's face the truth of the matter here. These are dark ladies. I want Japan here. This means saying I want to leave. Somebody can say, okay, it's like there's no way in this country. Everybody should find their way. So somehow I'm telling you this is a problem. This is what I would prescribe. I would prescribe that you leave, I would prescribe that you stay. Whichever somebody is listening to me, it's a diagnosis, it's a prescription. It's either saying do this or do that, and at the end of the day, art is saying more than we know we are saying. It is saying more.
So, I'm here for you. I mean, it's we're not all teenagers as yourself have found, to find their talent, and then for that talent in a very focused direction of coming to stage, taking to the stage. I mean, sometimes that, just preparing along the way, you have found the talent and decided this is what you want to do, and it's really appreciate on stage. So, what led to that discovery?
Well, like I said earlier, my doctor, I started writing poetry. I didn't start as a spoken poet. I started writing poetry like 5 years ago. When I didn't know what I was doing there, all I knew was that I just needed a way to express myself. Because I didn't know how to say to someone, because there are some things that I didn't understand without feeling. So I didn't know how to say to someone, and I didn't know if someone would be willing to listen to me. So I just started writing. I kept writing, explaining how I felt to my own self on papers. And then after a while, I was in school then, I was in SS1, then I continued. So after a while, like 2 or 3 years later, we had a poetry mentor in school. So they said maybe write poems, and then I went there, I went to meet him, and then he read my works, and through that he showed me that, okay, you could actually, at first he showed me that you could make money through it. And then as a young person, then okay. So I kept trying to improve myself for that reason. So it was only till, let's say, last year, I actually realized, like, during the lockdown, I actually became more serious about the spoken word. I realized that, okay, I do like writing, but I'm not that passionate about it. I like it for the money aspect. But I'm not that passionate about it. But like this one that allows me to express myself is what I'm more passionate were angry. I didn't think they were angry. But then they were shocked when they saw something like that. So they didn't really know that it was like that. Like now, I think now another thing poetry allow me to do is to be able to express myself. Like when my mom does something to me that gets me angry, I'm able to express it to her that I'm actually angry now. And before it's like you're not allowed, like you can't really express your emotions to your parents. And at that time when you express it, they don't really take it, that kind of thing. But right now, like there was a day my mom did something to me, and then a few minutes later she was like, okay, I'm sorry, it's because of this reason. And then I was shocked. I was actually shocked when it happened like that. So that's just it.
Okay, so anti-shy. Let's talk about now. I know for you're an actress, stage artist. So would you say being an actress kind of like has impacted or elevated your storytelling, especially with the kids? Because it's a different thing. But I think it's easier as an actress to do an oral storytelling for children than it is to write one for them.
Than it is to write.
Write one for them.
Okay, first of all, I'll speak to how my children as an actress or my discipline as an actress, whether it's elevated my story, or certainly, because first of all, I believe that children should play. So when children should play, that's the only time that they have to play. As adults, we're busy thinking about, making money and just dealing with life. And all we have one child is our memories. So I believe in making those memories rich for children, because in a short while, that's all they have to look back to. So my training, role playing, is a really big thing when I'm telling stories to children. I change the voices. There was a story where the elephant fell down and I just fell down in front of the microphone. My daughter was in the audience, and for a moment she said she thought I really fell down. I really fell down, and then you just give that second suspense, and then I get up and the story continues, and then so my training as an actress, yes, it really helps with storytelling to carry the children along, to play different roles, the animal characters, the kings, the lowly characters. Certainly it helps. I think writing is I would say it's a different kettle of fish. I have plans in the works to document some of these stories, and I intend to document them differently. I intend to do it for different ages, and for the really younger audience, I want stories that practically jump off the pages. So you open the page and you actually see the elephant stand up and the tortoise, and I look to doing writings like that for children. I wouldn't have much experience about I wouldn't be able to say much about that yet, but I'm sure that the experience that I have, I can easily put it into writing and just make the stories live, as the children.
So in brief words, can you tell us how technology has impacted your art form?
The life of every story or every art is the audience who I'm talking to. And technology has been that you can reach almost everyone, anywhere, anytime. So there's Zoom, there's Go Live on Facebook or social media. Like I can just click right the button and then anyone can hear me anywhere. And that's like you reach a wider audience, your art is traveling and the more opportunities for you.
Technology helped me to be able to come out. Yes. When I first started, there was a competition. I wanted to do this online Instagram competition for snowboard. And I was really scared to put myself out there. Like, I'm really scared to put myself out there, to in front of an audience.
who do stage performances, I would say that the interaction it has its magic. However, as some of my co-colleagues said, technology has certainly helped us to reach further, wider audiences. As we are here now, we're part of a festival that's going on all the way in Australia. So, yes, technology has helped to open doors, and make our voices go further. However, the physical interactions will always have the magic.
Thank you very much. Let's thank our guests. Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Okay, thank you. Okay, yeah, thank you, Chelo. Thank you, Amina, Shum, and Bobby. The ARS Electronica Festival is still ongoing. The on-site version of the festival. For the break in transmission. I mean, this actually is intended to be a very short evening, and so far that is what it has been, and I want to thank you. And I'm going to do something here. I'm going to probably force someone back on stage. I use the word force. I'm not supposed to force, but I'm inspired to force. And to shine. I want to force and to shine back on the stage, not to tell stories. But one of those, as part of the children's session, one way or the other, we're all still children. And I am listening to some beautiful, very beautiful songs that those young, audience on the Zoom platform enjoy whenever we have the story session. So we're going to have, probably as a way of stepping down from the interaction before we close, let's have the song. Maybe I will also be inspired to come and sing one. That is hoping that all of you will not run away when I start. And then, of course, we'll also get a friend to say another poem for us to round up with. Okay.
So, I'll do one in English from the story of how the tortoise got his shell cracked. And if we can tap into the child within us, we can go with me. So it's simple. Clap your wings and fly. There's a party in the sky. Let's go. Clap your wings and fly. Come up with me. There's a party in the sky. Clap your wings and fly. There's a party in the sky. And all you got to go is clap, clap, clap. We're clapping. There's a party in the sky. And all you got to go is clap, clap, clap. And all you got to go is clap, clap, clap. I love my children daughters. If they were here now, before they clap, they go. But it's written, the right of position and says,
story where the maiden went to the street, and someone might know, but I'm sure someone must know it, where the maiden was sent to the street by her stepmother, and she broke her pot. And if you people in the house, you can tell me where, how we can call me at the end of this. And we say, Nene, Udubala Utamo, Udu, Nene, Udubala Utamo, Udu, Udu, tree na Mama Rawa, Udu, Udu, tree na Mama Rawa, Udu, Abu Saludu, Kabura, Udu, na, Udu, Abu Saludu, Kabura, Udu, na, Udu, Udu, na, ba, Udu, Udu, na, ba, Udu, Ainda Banaba, Ewo, Ainda Banaba, Nene, Udu, Bala, Utamo, Udu, Nene, Udu, Bala, Utamo, Udu. And it was simply a lady lamenting that she had gone to the, on her way to the street, water pot got broken. Should she stay with the pot, or should she come back home and she was lamented? Please, if you have children around, your mother, father, uncle, and auntie, it will be awesome to link up with me on Sunday at 5 p.m. The Storytime with Auntie Shine is always a fun learning time for the children, and even for the adults. Because I have some parents who say, hey, they've gotten some stories. In fact, I have a teacher all the way in the US who is usually in the class with her students, and then she goes back home to share these stories with her nieces and nephews. So it's always a time of fun learning, and it's always a time for us to just enjoy ourselves. Thank you very much, Mr. Jerry.
Yes, thank you, and Shine, the storyteller. You know, even those on the other side, they will go and look for the meaning of look and look this side. If they don't understand it, Ross, come and look this side. There's already what's the name of this? Can you see, please, put camera on this organ. even a spoken word with other.
Okay, I'm still the son of America. Okay? Some days I'm not as pretty as I want to be. And I mean this in ways that's more than just a pretty face and a pretty smile. I mean this beyond just the body. I told my mom, Mama, I want to be as beautiful as you are. She said, my dear, you are more beautiful than I could ever be. My dear, you are my fruit. A fruit. I want to be a tree. With my branches spread across the globe or a bed, with wings soaring way above my limitations. You see, beauty is a skill. I want to be beautiful in the way my mind speaks to me. In the way my heart says love beyond reason, scared because you should. Mama, I want to be as beautiful as your heart. Big enough to enclose us all in, yet strong enough to hold us from falling. You see, beauty is a skill. You learn in the way your voice softens upon the old, or the young, or those whom your legs have gone further than. I want to hold the sun within my chest and spread light upon light upon light across every soul I meet. Mama, I do not want to be a fruit. I want to be the tree. Thank you.
Thank you, Amina. And so at this point, I'd like to invite my Arojah at the top. He is a poet publisher. He is a poet. So I am sure that some of you can hang on to him. He is a scholar par excellence. I can tell you that. Don't worry, you don't need to pay me. But you can hook up to him. For those of you who have collections to publish. He is a festival director. You have heard about the Edwin Home and Arts Festival. He is the founder and director of that festival, which just had the 2021 edition just about 3 weeks ago. Dr. Freddy, you are welcome. I know you don't like the doctor part, don't mind me. If you said to me, I will not do it again. Just say something to our audience around the world. This is part of ARS Electronica Festival.
Hello, good evening. Rather than say something, I think I'll just read a poem if that's fine. So I'll do that and go and sit. This is titled Bring Our Casket Home. It comes to that day when we must all eternal dues pay. In that hour when we lose our way and don't make it chance today. Whether we fall in lands far as Rome, please bring our casket home. We are fools full of the touch of hope, with which we, the stark darkness of the future, grow. If we speak with faith, forget our ropes caught by fate, help our spirits not to foreign lands roam. Bring our casket home. Whenever time decides to peak, our strength be healthy, weak, or sick. Our memories are casket, the tomb, us, earth and fire, our home and force. If then we fall or fly at any time, may our souls be to God's graceful rhyme. That the memories of our souls will glow, to give smiles and keep our entirety whole. Keep us in you, spread our word, and you find the soul of our spirits. Bring our casket home. Thank you.
So who is going to do the bringing? Who is going to, that's quite deep, so we should be asking ourselves, or I am asking who will do the bringing? Who is going to bring that casket home? Thank you. Just, some people are actually paid to acquire it. So when you don't call it, they can take you to court. Those who pay to collect it, when you don't call it, they take you to court. Don't you know I am a doctor? Forget which of the doctor you be. whether medical doctor or what is the other one? Herbalist. Herbalist itself, my doctor. Very So thank you, my brother and friend. And for this evening, as far as our offering for the ARS Electronica Festival is concerned, this is the much we can do. We'd like to appreciate our featured artist, spoken word artist, Amina, the son of Aburaka, Imofe, Lovett, Liberty, and to shine the storyteller. Our anchor person for the interactive session, Shikenu, and of course, my mother who just offered us this beautiful poem we listened to just now. Cindy, we appreciate you. You see, I don't see to mouth, so just all that. But I think it would be quite unfair or whatever to end the evening without getting to see one face and hear one voice, even though it is almost like against wish. But when you ambush people, it's sweeter than when you concentrate to certain things. So maybe not for my sake, but for the sake of those of us who are here and our audience around the world, I'd like to invite Zainab. Zainab is just going to say something and then tell us a bit more about Mamba Cafe for the benefit of the festival audience and the world, not necessarily for those of us who are already here. Thank you.
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yeah. I would like to start by saying thank you to Arojah Royal Theatre and Jerry. And thank you all for coming here, sharing, and being part of Mamba Cafe. So this is basically a cafe, but it's also a creative hub. So we try to get creatives to call this place home. So it means if you're in the arts, if you're into, art, dance, we do yoga, we do poetry, we do all aspects. And we invite artists and creatives to come here to chill, to create, and to showcase. This place also acts as an agency, so basically we also sell your items. So if you need something here, people come in, maybe they like them, we connect you to buyers. So, and this has been an amazing experience. It's very interesting listening to the women as a woman. It's always so inspiring to see other women in the arts, to see other women who have something to say, something to share. And I know it all comes from experiences. So there's always somebody that can relate, somebody that can gain. So please don't stop. And always know that this is a platform and you're always welcome. So thank you to everyone. Yeah.
Thank you, let me also quickly add. Let me also quickly add that Mamba Cafe has also extended some level of partnership to Arojah Royal Theatre, which we are talking about it now to finalize. And from the first week of November, you can begin to access performances from here. That is being worked out. That is Ramadan season, so we'll be having performances here beginning from November, and so you can also join us to see Arojah on stage. Thank you, and this is where we draw the curtain. For the ARS Electronica Festival continues. You can check online on YouTube, on Facebook, and you can access other performances by other groups from around the world as part of this year's ARS Electronica Festival, which is actually the 40th edition of that festival. The 40th edition of that festival. Thank you, and see you again some other time. Thank you.
bọ̀.